All right, guys. So hear me out on this one. Blackberry stock. So it's been beaten down for years now, and a lot of people don't know about it anymore. But this company now is in the cybersecurity sector, and it's also in the communication sector as well, especially secure communication. Even for the government, it has one of the top ratings as far as encrypted communication. So I urge you guys to look into it. It has been going up recently. They had the recent earnings report. So BlackBerry reported a fiscal quarter 1 2027 revenue of 152 million and a 26 year over year increase, and adjusted EPS of 4 cents, beating estimates. The company raised its full year adjusted EPS guidance to 16 to 20 cents and a revenue guidance to 594 to 621 million. Growth was driven by QNX royalties, secure communications contracts, and optimism around the Alloy Core platform. This basically marks it as the first cash positive fiscal first quarter in 9 years, signaling operational strength. So, and some analysts also upgraded it, and their target price, share price is $13. That's the highest, and it has a buy rating from Stifel. They initiated coverage on it, so definitely do your own research, but it's one of those stocks I found. I did buy some shares before earnings, which I averaged like $9 per share or $9.10 or something like that. And I'm impressed with the way that it's going. And it's one of those instances where I'm like, dang, I should have bought more because I think it has a lot of potential. But in the short term, of course, it's valued very high. Its price to sales ratio, its PE ratio are really high, technically. So definitely look into it. It is one of those that with the software implementation, it's all software now. It doesn't do the phones anymore. The software part of the business definitely has a lot of exponential growth potential. So that is what it has going for it. And I think with the QNX, cybersecurity, and secure communications, those three segments alone, I believe will be relevant because right now they're making deals with car companies, artificial intelligence, especially communicating with humanoid robots, robo taxis, securing that communication pathway. So I think with that already, it has a huge total addressable market. So, I mean, definitely invest at your own risk, but I do think this stock has been making a comeback as of recently. And I'm looking at the Cortex on Robinhood. That is one of my primary brokerages. My other accounts that I do use M1 Finance for my recurring investments for my Roth IRA, and I also use Fidelity. Fidelity, I would say it's just sitting there with cash. I invested it a long time ago, and it's just kind of growing. As a matter of fact, the one stock that's in that account was or what's it called, Rocket Lab. So I remember I bought Rocket Lab at such a low price. Now it's sitting at like at one point it was sitting at like closer to 3,000% return, but with the current decline in Rocket Lab, it is down currently, back down to like 1,900% or something like that, which is crazy growth. And I remember when I found Rocket Lab too, I was like, oh, this stock has a lot of potential. And this is when SpaceX was doing great as well. And then Rocket Lab was doing uh, really well with all its rockets because none of them were actually exploding mid-flight, and they had a bunch of successful missions. So I was like, okay, SpaceX is valued at 100 billion at that time. And I'm like, and this smaller company who's also has rockets that are successfully flying, and they're delivering all these satellites successfully, and they're a smaller one, of course, and they actually were able to do a reusable rocket as well. I actually have to follow up on that one. But I'm like, okay, this stock has a lot of potential. And I bought into Rocket Lab years ago, and seeing a 3,000% return, I'm impressed by it, you know? So similar to BlackBerry, I think BlackBerry raising its guidance, having a strong quarter one earnings, I think it has a lot of room to grow, and the PE I think can be explained, or you can kind of accept it because it's going to be a high growth area once more companies get involved with the secure communication, because it has one of the highest tiers as far as communication goes. So with that, I do think you should look into it. Let me know what you think too. I could be wrong. I show my account here. Um, I mean, I'm not rich or anything like that, but I do think I chose at the right. So yes, it was $9.07. Uh, let's see. I'm not using any margin. I definitely recommend staying away from margin because that's how you lose your cash. Its market cap, though, it is at 6 billion with a PE ratio of 106. So as I was saying, that's a very high PE ratio. But I mean, there have been stocks that have had PE ratios greater than this as well. For example, Tesla has had a PE ratio that's way past this 106. Even currently, I believe it's really high, but the growth that Tesla went through, that PE ratio eventually made sense for that stock because it's such a high growth stock. Right now with BlackBerry, I do think that they have to come back down at some point. So I wouldn't rush into this stock right now. I wouldn't go all in and buy it with margin or anything like that. Definitely stay away. You do not need that. That's one way to lose all your money. The CEO is John Giammatteo. It was founded in 1984, one of the older companies on this list that I own. And I do think it has a lot of potential still. And there's a bunch of articles out, but I think a lot of people don't know about it yet. So I think if you do dollar cost average, which is a strategy I've covered on my Reddit posts, I've posted about dollar cost averaging in the past in my YouTube channel. Granted, I haven't really posted in a while, but I would say look into those posts. They're in there somewhere. I used to talk about quantum stocks a lot. Just a quick update for people who are watching my videos or who have watched my videos. I did end up closing all my quantum stocks when they all rose over 1,000%, such as Rigetti. I do still hold Ion Q. Ion Q is, let's see, actually, no, I think I closed out of it as well. So because I have gained a lot of money from them. So with these quantum stocks, I ended up buying a bunch down here, and it got to a point where it went all the way up here, and I'm just like, okay, quantum hasn't been making a lot of money. It's overhyped, and the Nvidia CEO said something about, or we're so like we're years before we can actually like have something work. And I try not to speculate too much. I do really want to hold for the long term, but with Ion Q and quantum technology, I was like, it has a lot of work still. I haven't seen a working product yet. Maybe I'll just secure some cash and then diversify into other stocks, which BlackBerry was one of them, and I think so far it has paid out. So we'll see where quantum goes. I do think quantum is the future. They've done a lot of advancements in quantum, so I am waiting till the big breakthrough moment. But it is good to buy early, but you never know who will be the winners. So you never want to just go all in or go put all your eggs in that one basket. You would want to wait and just average your position slowly but surely, of course. Um, Thank you for watching the video. I hope this was helpful. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but it's just, life has been busy. I have a new position where I work, so I'm basically constantly busy updating policies, managing personnel. It has been busy life, but even with that, I spend my nights reading quarter one articles or watching videos or reading transcripts about earnings reports about all these companies, which I really enjoy doing. So make sure you leave a like. It does show a lot of support. I just enjoy making the videos. I gain nothing out of them. And so make sure you do your own research because this is not financial advice. See ya.